joining us on the broadcast is Dr. Sampat Shivangi. She's Mississippi Republican delegate. Appreciate you joining us on the broadcast for your time. First up, your first thoughts on this assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. Do you think that the Secret Service agency has a lot to answer, given that this is a second assassination attempt with just months to go for the US elections?
Thank you for the invite. Absolutely, I think it's beyond somebody's imagination that an attempt will be done within the last 2 weeks of his existence on the earth. It's very condemnable. I think with all the Secret Service, FBI, local police, they could not stop the second attempt on his life. When the first attempt happened a few weeks ago, I had a opportunity to meet him in Milwaukee, where I was a delegate. He came on the second day of attempt on his life. Actually, he had an injury on his right ear, but he still showed up. He's a tough guy. I don't think he's going to be bowed down for a second attempt, which was really hardly hurt him, except his feelings and, of course, his safety features may be at the stake, but he is hale and healthy. He is in good spirit. I think that is the biggest news of today. We wish him well. I think President Biden and Kamala Harris, who are his other party candidates, maybe they are in the power. I think they should pay more attention to the safety of their opponent. I think 2 times in a row, I think it's unthinkable and unimaginable. I think the US has such a high... Sorry, go ahead, please.
Yes, and sir, the very fact that this is, as you also mentioned, second such attempt in 60 days, do you believe that the Secret Service agencies will have a lot to answer, given that the security for Donald Trump has been significantly enhanced after that first assassination attempt? And that being said, this happened just when Donald Trump was just 300 to 400 yards away from this alleged assassin.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think what made Secret Service a little bit lax was it is the property of past President Donald Trump. It is his own property. So they thought it has all kind of safety features. They took it a little bit easy on this action. I think they haven't done the best job I can think of. I think the Democratic administration is answerable to questions of US citizens. I concur with you.
Right. A statement that's coming from the Secret Service says that the threat is high for Donald Trump. That being said, your thoughts on the US elections, which are just 2 months away, this happening with just days to go for the US elections, and the very fact that the suspect who's been identified has strongly rooted for Ukraine. In fact, he's also been advocating for mercenaries to be hired to fight in the Russian cities for Ukraine.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's a Democrat. As you know, Biden has given the largest amount of donation to Ukraine, largest amount of ammunition, I think supplied by any country in the world is USA. So he's not in, President Biden is not in best terms with President Putin. That also has added to fire. And Mr. Ryan was involved in Ukraine. I think he was helping Ukraine. As you know, if President Trump gets elected, and probably the war will end, he's promising within 24 hours of his taking office as the US president, he will stop the war between Russia and Ukraine, because he's close to President Putin. I think he says if he was the president, this war would not have taken place. So it is possible that Ryan is upset with Trump because Trump is close to Russia, and the war may stop at the cost of Ukraine. That is the problem.
Sir, last question before we let you go. In your view, what do you think could be the motive behind such assassination attempt, given that this now looks a well-orchestrated plan to target the former president?
two most recent happenings in U.S. is one is Vice President Harris. She has done well in many circles. The debate that happened between President Trump and Vice President Harris, I think she has a lot of support from mostly African Americans and, of course, Democrats. And as you know, even U.S. is still a divided country between black and white. So the whites would support Trump, and black Americans and the rest of the citizens may support Ms. Harris. The biggest thing happened was the new artist. She supported Ms. Harris. She is a white lady, and everybody thought she's going to support Trump, and she supported Ms. Harris. Almost, she has about 200 million plus votes for not for Harris, but for the entertainer who endorsed Harris against Trump. And that made a big difference in U.S. black and white history. So I think that may be one of the reasons. And the support Ms. Harris is getting, she is not too much ahead. She is only 2 to 4% at the max. She is ahead of Trump. It's not a very difficult task for President Trump to overcome. So that may be another problem with Ryan, who felt that Trump might win. He wants to finish him before the election comes in.
All right, Sampat Shivangi, we'll have to leave it at that. Appreciate you joining us on the broadcast.